You've seen the ads, hair gummies promising longer, thicker hair, but do they actually work, or are they just expensive candy? In this video, I'll break down what's really inside these gummies, whether they can actually regrow hair, the hidden truth most brands won't tell you. And stick around, because the final verdict just might surprise you. Now, let's dive right into it. Have you ever wandered down the vitamin aisle and spotted those cute little hair gummies? They're the little gummy bears of the hair world, promising to give you those luscious locks with every chew. But what's really inside these tasty little treats? Picture this, holding a bottle of hair gummies, right? And you start reading the label and it's like, whoa, and it's like a who's who of hair boosting ingredients. First up, we've got biotin, the star of the show. Biotin is like the superhero of hair growth, swooping in to save the day. But does it really have the power to regrow your hair? We'll dive into that in just a bit. Next on the list, we've got collagen. Now, collagen is like the building blocks of your hair. It helps give your strands some serious strength. But here's the thing, just because you're chomping down on collagen gummies doesn't mean it's going straight to your hair. It's got a whole body to support. And let's not forget about our vitamin squad. We've got A, C, D, E, and the B complex group. They're like the cheerleaders for your scalp, rooting for healthy hair growth. But can you really get enough of these vitamins from a gummy to make a difference? That's the million-dollar question. And last but not least, we've got zinc and iron, the dynamic duo of hair health. They're like the police officers of your hair follicles, making sure that everything is running smoothly. But again, the amount that you're getting in a gummy just might not be enough to fight off hair loss. So there you have it, the common ingredients that you'll find in hair gummies. They all sound pretty impressive, right? But here's the thing, just because they're in there, it doesn't mean that they're going to give you the hair of your dreams. It's like putting premium gas in a car with a busted engine. It might run a little better, but it's not gonna fix the underlying problem. But hey, before we write off gummies completely, let's take a closer look at the science behind these ingredients. Do they really have the power to turn your hair loss around? Stay tuned, we're about to separate fact from fiction. So, you've got a bottle of hair gummies in your hand, and you're wondering, will these little guys really give me back my luscious locks? Well, buckle up, because we're about to take a wild ride through the world of hair science. First things first, let's talk about the difference between maintaining hair health and actually regrowing lost hair. It's like the difference between watering a plant and bringing a dead one back to life. Sure, those hair gummies might give your existing hair a little extra love, but they cannot resurrect those fallen follicles. Let's take a closer look at the clinical studies behind the ingredients. Biotin, for example, has been shown to help with hair growth, but only if you're actually deficient in it. If you're not already getting enough biotin in your diet, popping a few extra gummies isn't going to give you a magic hair boost. And then there's collagen. While it's true that collagen is a key component of healthy hair, most studies have focused on its effects on skin and joint health. There's just not enough solid evidence out there to show that chomping on collagen gummies will directly lead to a new hair growth. Now let's talk about how hair follicles actually work. They're like little factories in your scalp, pumping out new hairs. But here's the thing. Once a follicle has shut down, it's not easy to get it back up and running again. It's like trying to reopen a closed factory. You need a lot more than just a few vitamins and minerals. So who can actually benefit from these gummies? Well, if you're dealing with a nutritional deficiency, like low levels of iron or vitamin D, sure, those gummies might help to fill in the gaps. And if you're experiencing temporary shedding due to stress, diet changes, or postpartum hormones, then giving your hair a little extra love with some gummies could help speed up the recovery process. But if you're dealing with genetic hair loss, also known as androgenic alopecia, sorry, but those gummies probably won't do much. It's like trying to fight a wildfire with a squirt gun. You're going to need something a lot stronger to tackle the root cause of the problem. And if you're expecting instant results without making any other changes to your lifestyle, well, I've got some bad news for you. Hair growth, it's a slow process and it takes time to consistently see real results. Popping a few gummies and calling it a day just isn't gonna cut it. So where does that leave us with hair gummies? Well, they're not completely useless. Kind of. But they're not a magic bullet either. If you're looking to support your overall hair health, sure, add them to your routine. But if you're hoping for a miracle cure for hair loss, you might want to look somewhere else. So, if gummies alone aren't enough to regrow your hair, what actually does? Well, hold on to your hats because I've got something that's going to blow your mind. And no, it's not a magic potion from a fairy tale. Introducing the Mane Growth Elixir, the superhero of natural hair regrowth. This powerful blend of 100% natural ingredients, it's like a team of tiny warriors fighting the battle against hair loss for your scalp. It's like giving your hair follicles a big warm hug and saying, hey, I got your back. So what makes Mane Growth Elixir different from those hair gummies? Well, for starters, it's not a candy. It's a scientifically formulated serum that you can apply directly to your scalp. That means that all those potent hair-loving ingredients are going straight to the source, not just floating around in your stomach. And speaking of ingredients, let's take a close look at what's inside this little bottle. First up, DHT blocking power. Say goodbye to hair loss with the help of saw palmetto, pumpkin seed oil, and pygeum. These natural DHT blockers are like bouncers at a nightclub, kicking out the bad guys and letting the good guys, your hair, thrive. What's next? Faster hair regrowth. Rosemary oil, ginseng, and biotin, they're like the turbo boosters for your hair. They're revving up the engines of your hair follicles, helping them pump out thicker, stronger strands in record time. Not to mention 100% natural and effective. There's no filler in these, no junk, just pure, unadulterated, hair-loving goodness. It's like giving your scalp a green juice cleanse, but without that weird aftertaste. So if you're ready to take your hair growth journey to the next level, it's time to ditch the gummies and embrace the power of our Mane Growth Elixir. And here's the best part, for a limited time, you can score 15% off your first bottle with the code MANELOVE. Just click the link in the description below and get ready to unleash your inner hair goddess. Or God, we don't discriminate. But hey, don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself and see the difference. Your hair and your mirror will thank you. All right, folks, it's time to put on our detective hats and dive into the seedy underbelly of the hair growth industry. Because let's face it, when it comes to marketing hair products, there's more smoke and mirrors than a Vegas magic show. First up, let's talk about those so-called dramatic results you see in those gummy ads. You know the ones where the model goes from looking like sad, balding puppies to a full-blown Rapunzel in just a few weeks. But here's the thing, those results aren't just from gummies. Nope, those are influencers. They're using more products than a Sephora warehouse, and they're not always disclosing that. It's like when you see a celebrity endorsing a weight loss pill while conveniently leaving out the fact that they also have a personal chef, a trainer, and a dream team of plastic surgeons on the speed belt. It's not the whole truth, folks. And don't even get me started on those before and after pictures. They're like the Instagram filters of the hair world. Sure, the after photo might show shinier, thicker looking hair, but that doesn't mean it's actually growing back. It's like putting a fresh coat of paint on a house with a crumbling foundation. It might look pretty, but it's not fixing the real problem. But here's the thing, and it gets real tricky here. The placebo effect. It's like when you put a fancy new pair of shoes on and suddenly you're convinced you're twice as fast, even though your stopwatch says that you're running at the same speed. Well, when you're desperate for results, it's easy to convince yourself that a product is working, even if it's just your mind playing tricks on you. And let's not forget about other factors that can make your hair look and feel better, like eating a healthier diet, reducing stress, and actually taking care of your hair. But those things aren't as sexy as popping a gummy and waiting for the magic to happen. But what's the moral of the story here? Don't believe everything you see in hair growth ads. Those influencers and models aren't always telling the whole truth, and those miracle results might just be a figment of your imagination. It's time to get real about what actually worked for hair growth, and spoiler alert, it's not just a cute little gummy. But hey, don't worry, we're not going to leave you hanging. In the next part of this video, we're going to dive into the science-backed strategies that can actually help you regrow your hair. So stay tuned, keep your detective hat on, and get ready to separate fact from fiction in the wild world of hair growth. All right, my hair-loving friends, it's time to get down to business. We've talked about what doesn't work for hair regrowth. Sorry, gummies. But now let's focus on what does. And trust me, this isn't just a bunch of fluff. We're about to dive into the science-backed strategies that actually help you get your mane back. First up, let's talk about the unsung hero of hair growth, scalp health. Your scalp is like the soil of your hair. If it's not healthy, your hair isn't going to thrive. That's where natural oils and serums come in, like our very own growth elixir. These powerful potions are like a superfood smoothie for your scalp, nourishing your hair follicles and creating the perfect environment for growth. But it's not just about what you put in your scalp, it's also about how you treat it. Scalp massage and increased blood circulation are like a 1-2 punch for hair growth. It's like giving your scalp a workout. The more blood flow you can get in those follicles, the more nutrients that they're going to get and the better they are going to perform. Now, let's talk about the heavy hitters in the hair growth game. DHT blockers. DHT is like the arch nemesis of your hair. It's the hormone that's responsible for shrinking your hair follicles and causing hair loss. But don't worry, we've got a secret weapon. Natural DHT blockers like saw palmetto, pygeum, and pumpkin seed oil. These powerful plant-powered heroes are like a shield for your hair, protecting it from the evil forces of DHT. But wait, there's more! Let's not forget about the topical treatments that can help kick your hair growth into high gear. Bringraj, also known as the king of herbs, it's like the crown jewel of hair growth. This Ayurvedic herb has been used for centuries to promote healthy hair growth and prevent hair loss. And let's not forget about peppermint. This cool and refreshing essential oil is like a breath of fresh air for your scalp. Studies have shown that peppermint oil can increase blood flow to the scalp, stimulating hair growth and leaving your hair feeling minty fresh. And if you really want to take your hair growth to the next level, you might want to consider microneedling and red light therapy. I'll be diving deeper into these two methods in a future video. These high-tech treatments are like a spa day for your scalp, stimulating collagen production and encouraging your hair follicles to wake up and get to work. But here's the thing, all the topical treatments in the world aren't going to help if you're not taking care of your hair from the inside out. That's where diet and stress management come into play. Eating a nutrient-dense diet that is rich in protein, iron, and omega-3s is like giving your hair the building blocks it needs to grow strong and healthy. And managing your stress level is like giving your hair a chill pill when you're stressed out. Your body produces more of the hair-killing hormone cortisol. So finding ways to relax and de-stress is crucial for hair growth. So there you have it, the science-backed strategies that can actually help you regrow your hair. And the best part, you don't have to choose just one. By combining a healthy scalp care routine with DHT blockers, topical treatments, and a hair-friendly lifestyle, you'll be well on your way to the head of hair that you've always dreamed of. But don't just take my word for it. Check out these side-by-side comparisons of real people who have used these strategies to transform their hair. The proof is in the pudding, or in this case, the before and after pics. Okay, so we've spent a lot of time talking about what hair gummies can't do, like magically regrowing your hair overnight. But that does not mean that they're totally useless. In fact, there are some situations where hair gummies can be a helpful addition to your hair growth routine. You just need to know when and how to use them. First things first, if you have confirmed nutrient deficiency, hair gummies can be a good way to fill in those nutritional gaps. It's like when you're trying to build a house. If you don't have enough bricks, you're not going to get very far. In this case, the bricks are nutrients like biotin, vitamin D, and iron. If you're running low on these, hair gummies can help you stock up. But here's the thing, hair gummies are not a replacement for a healthy diet. They're more like a little boost, like adding a cherry on top of a sundae. If you're not eating a balanced diet that's rich in hair healthy nutrients, no amount of gummies is going to make up for that. So if you decide to add hair gummies to your routine, make sure that you're using them along proven hair growth strategies. That means a good scare-scalp routine, DHT blocking ingredients, and maybe even some high-tech treatments like microneedling or red light therapy. It's like a team effort. Hair gummies are just one player, but they work best when they're part of a winning lineup. Now, let's talk about some red flags to watch out for. If you're taking hair gummies and you start to notice more shedding or hair loss, that's a sign that something's not right. It could be that the gummies are interacting with other medications you're taking, or maybe you're allergic to one of the ingredients. If that happens, stop taking those gummies immediately and talk to your doctor. They can help you figure out what's really going on. And if a hair gummy brand promises instant, miraculous results, run the other way. Like we've said before, hair growth is a slow process. There's no magic pill that's going to give you a full head of hair overnight. If a brand is making those kinds of claims, they're probably more interested in your wallet than your actual hair health. So let's recap. Hair gummies can be a helpful tool in your hair growth arsenal, but they're not a one-stop solution. Use them to fill in nutritional gaps, but make sure that you're also eating a healthy diet and using other proven hair growth strategies. And if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. So be a savvy consumer and do your research before you buy. We've covered a lot of ground in this video, from the common ingredients inside of the hair gummies to the sneaky marketing tactics that some brands use. But most importantly, we've given you the tools and knowledge that you need to make an informed decision about your hair health. So whether you decide to give hair gummies a try or stick with other proven hair growth strategies, just remember the power is in your hands and on your head. With the right knowledge and a little bit of patience, you can have the healthy, thriving hair you've always wanted. And if you're ready to take your hair growth journey to the next level, don't forget to check out our Mane Growth Elixir. It is packed with all the science-backed ingredients that your hair needs to thrive. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off on your first bottle with the code MANELOVE. Just click in the link in the description below. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more hair-raising content. Pun definitely intended. Until next time, my hair-loving friends, keep unleashing your mane potential.